Rising Group, a vertically integrated company, is today a leading manufacturer and exporter in the textile and clothing sector of the country. It operates on parameters of ethical business practice, focus on quality and product diversity. It began its journey in 1997 as a very small apparel manufacturing and export unit with only 120 sewing machines at a rented building in Mirpur, Dhaka. It now operates from its own 5 complexes spread across Mirpur, Ashulia, Dhamrai, Manikganj and Ghazipur. A dedicated and experienced committed young professionals at mid-level management having a leading edge in merchandising and marketing are just a few of the major success factors of the Rising Group. Its management knows what the national market requires from the manufacturing partner. Rising now is also eco-sustainable at its Mahmuda Attires Limited and Simtex Apparel and Washing Limited, which are located in Dhamrai by the side of Dhaka-Aricha Highway and Bhawanipur, Ghazipur. Both eco-friendly factories strictly conform to the gold category requirements of Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design (LEED). Use of efficient and renewable energy and use of heat-resistant and carbon emission-free building materials are a few of the major features of both green projects, which are officially prescribed by the US Green Building Council. The group's concern, Arunima Apparels Limited, achieved Vendor of the Year award from its valued clients Oxford and Rising Apparels Limited, achieved Supplier of the Year from Kiabi and received National Export Trophy from Bangladesh government. Its third-party factory evaluators are BSCI, SEDEX, Betterwork, OCS, GOTS, BCI, Okotex, etc. In woven categories, Rising produces men's shirts, ladies' blouses, boys' shirts and girls' dresses. It also produces men's, ladies' and boys' bottoms. In knit categories, it produces men's, ladies' and kids' t-shirts, polo shirts, bodysuits, hoodies, tank tops, boxers, shorts, pajamas and dresses, etc. World-renowned apparel buyers grace the clientele of Rising Group. In the North American market, Surmar, Aeropostale, Amazon, Burlington, Ellen Tracy, Hannah Anderson, Jones New York, Kenneth Cole, Contour, Land's End, Lee & Fung, Marmax, Nautica, Steinmart, DJ Maxx, VF and Winners. In the European market, Rising works for Aldi, Bershka, Crew Clothing, Eminence, Jennifer, Kiabi, Morrisons, Next, Uji and Zara. In the Australian market, Kmart, Katie's, Miller's, Nonny B, Rockman's and Target are a few among many. Since its inception, Rising Group's exports have been growing on an average of 10% annually, with yearly turnover worth $160 million. However, all premises of Rising are backed with gas and fuel oil burned power supply system. Rising uses exhaust gas boilers and economizers. It produces extra steam from recovering and reusing gas generators' exhaust heat while releasing considerably less heat and carbon emission in the atmosphere. All the water that Rising consumes through its own deep tube wells are appropriately treated through its water treatment plant. It runs a BOD-type effluent treatment plant of most contemporary technology which cleanses industrial effluents both chemically and biologically as required by the local laws and international standards. Rising Group provides one-stop services for spinning, knitting, dyeing and finishing, stitching, printing, washing, packaging, as well as button, labels and thread manufacturing. In Manikganj, Rising owns 2 spinning mills using 100% organic cotton from world-renowned suppliers and procured through most contemporary spinning machines. Having 77,000 spindles and 1,800 rotors on a floor space of 380,000 square feet, Rising produces 100% cotton, modal, viscose, CVC, PC, slab and other blended yarn. It has top-of-the-line laboratory facilities and many other most contemporary and highly sophisticated lab testing facilities. At present, it produces 50 tons of yarns per day. Currently, Rising has an aggregate floor space of 30,000 square feet for knitting. Most sophisticated circular knitting machines are installed here. Rising is excellent in producing single jersey, lycra jersey, rib, lycra rib, waffle, Lacoste, mesh, design jersey, etc. All the knit fabrics it needs to meet its export demand. Its current knitting capacity is 20 tons per day. In its dyeing and finishing facility, Rising has the most modern and eco-friendly machinery lines. It can dye about 37 tons of fabrics a day that range from tubular to open width finishing. Its finishing capacity now is about 30 tons of open fabrics and 7 tons of tube fabrics per day. Rising is capable of doing all kinds of light and heavy washes like normal washes, enzyme wash, bleach wash, stone wash, over dye, deep dye, dye, and acid wash, etc. About 25,000 pieces of garments are washed here every day. Rising has got top-of-the-line laboratory facility having wash test, pilling test, color fastness test, and many other most contemporary and highly sophisticated lab testing facilities. In the same premise, Rising has got some other facilities as well. It has a sewing thread manufacturing facility. Its production capacity is 10,000 cones a day. Here, it manufactures all kinds of plastic logo and non-logo buttons as well. Rising produces 600 GG buttons per day. Rising has a huge printing facility which can design and print in variety of shapes and colors that are conducted through automatic printing machines capable of handling 12 colors or more. Rising's printing capacity at present is 61,000 pieces of garments per day. It has label printing also. Rising produces 6,000 pieces of corrugated cartons per day. Rising produces 60,000 pieces of PP and PE polybag per day. Its efficient sample section strives to ensure that each piece of apparel it makes is an identical reproduction of the approved samples. Subsequently, it tunes very carefully the production orchestration beforehand through a pre-production meeting and a successful trial production process. Then, it obtains patterns and markers using world-leading computer-aided solutions. Afterwards, cutting of fabric takes place in bulk, ensuring optimal utilization of fabrics, and then to sewing to ensure the ultimate tailoring excellence without compromise. In 60 lines, on about 430,000 square feet of floor space here, about 5,000 skilled people work in an ideal environment to produce about 3.5 million pieces a month of high quality and diverse types of knit garments in casual as well as fashion ranges. The apparel finishing section has all necessary machinery and equipment like metal detectors, etc. The production floors of rising are meant for continuous quality surveillance. At present, it is working at the AQL of less than 2.5. Designed with state-of-the-art contemporary machinery and equipment, its sewing floors have 48 lines laid out in an industrially engineered ideal accommodation on a floor space of about 380,000 square feet in aggregate. Carefully selected skilled people now work here to make 1 million pieces of world-class woven garments, tops and bottoms every month. Following ironing, thread clearing and other invariable finishing touches, the final QC is done here to hit AQL 2.5 without compromise. Getting checked for metal-free status, the products enter the CT-PAT enclosure. Under constant surveillance, the rising logistic fleet carries the export cargo to correct destinations on time. It provides trainings to its workers on a regular basis to help improve quality and productivity. Rising has a workforce of 13,000 people, and they consider Rising as their second home. Committed to conducting its business in accordance with a high standard of ethics, human rights and compliance, Rising abides by all applicable laws and conventions. It considers factory compliances as means of high standard of industrial relations and positive productivity. Wages and benefits are on time. Homely childcare facilities, health and safety measures, women's rights are upheld accordingly, and not only in compliance with the local laws, but are maintained accordingly for excellence to the ILO conventions. All of its premises ensure necessary safety measures. It is Accord Alliance certified and approved for building structural integrity, firefighting preparation and practices of international standard. Rising Group has corporate social responsibility as well as religious and social establishments. It offers educational stipends for the students and remuneration for the school teachers. It reaches out to helping people affected by natural disasters. Rising provides monthly or yearly financial packages to 400 freedom fighters every year. Yes, Rising views development as sustained through shared and responsible approaches.